What are the best practices for API error handling? Imagine trying to fix a machine that gives you no clues about what went wrong. That's what poor error handling feels like for developers and users alike. When building backend services, especially when creating API endpoints, good error handling is key. It helps everyone understand what happened and how to fix it. First, always use standard HTTP status codes. These are the numbers like 200 for success, 404 client errors, and 504 server errors. They tell clients exactly what kind of problem occurred. For example, if a user sends a request missing required data, respond with a 400 bad request. If the server crashes unexpectedly, send a 500 internal server error. Consistent use of these codes makes it easier for developers to handle errors properly. Next, give clear and helpful error messages. Instead of vague messages like error occurred, say something specific like the email field is missing. Keep messages short but informative, and avoid exposing internal details like database errors or stack traces. This way, users know what went wrong and how to fix it without risking security. Design a uniform structure for all error responses. Use a format like JSON with fields for an error code, a message, and optional details. For example, an error response might look like this. Error. Code. Message. The email field is required. Details. This makes it easier for clients to parse and handle errors systematically. Use specific, machine-readable error codes for different error types. These codes help automate error handling and troubleshooting. Make sure to document these codes clearly so developers know what each one means. For example, user not found or authentication failed are easy to understand and handle programmatically. Logging errors with enough context is also important. Record details like timestamps, request identifiers, and user info when appropriate. This helps debug issues later and monitor the health of your API. But be careful not to log sensitive data that could compromise security. Anticipate different error scenarios and handle them gracefully. For validation errors, tell users exactly what to fix. For authentication failures, inform them of incorrect credentials. For rate limiting, respond with a 429 too many requests and a message explaining they should slow down. Always respond in a way that guides users toward resolution without crashing or exposing internal info. Avoid revealing internal implementation details in error responses. Keep internal errors generic and log detailed info internally. This prevents potential security risks and keeps your API responses clean. Monitor error rates and types over time. Use tools to track recurring problems and analyze logs. This helps you improve error messages and handling processes. Regularly review and update your error handling strategies to keep them effective. Provide clear documentation for your API errors. Explain what each error code means and give examples. When developers understand how to handle errors, they can build more reliable applications and avoid unnecessary support requests. Thorough testing of error scenarios is essential. Include tests for validation failures, server errors, and rate limits. This ensures your API responds correctly under failure conditions and maintains consistency. Finally, implement centralized error handling middleware if your backend framework supports it. This keeps error responses uniform across all endpoints and makes maintenance easier. Following these practices makes your API more reliable, easier to troubleshoot, and friendlier for developers. Clear, consistent, and secure error handling improves the overall experience for everyone working with your backend services.